I need you, dollar, 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 that's what I need.
KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates small businesses, the enduring lifeblood of our community, with the launch of the KBLA SMB Marketplace. For the first time, small to medium-sized businesses will have an opportunity to promote their goods and services on KBLA and take advantage of our powerful reach and local marketing power. The SMB Marketplace is hosted exclusively on KBLA1580.com and is accessible from all our social media channels. Whether you're a small mom and pop restaurant, a car dealership, or a professional practitioner, we invite you to join in this new KBLA Talk 1580 initiative to promote your business. As a Black-owned small business, you don't want to miss this unique opportunity to gain new customers on KBLA Talk 1580. For more information, contact us today at smb@kbla1580.com. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
And if I share with you my story, would you share your shadow with me? Time to get it.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
It's difficult to love without attachment, but it's extremely important to learn to do so. This is because if you can't quite bring yourself to love without attachment, then you will either resort to games of control or resign yourself to the emotional roller coaster. By loving without attachment, you can maintain your peace and serenity and enjoy relationships with those who freely choose you in return. Sounds good, right? So, how do you do that? The way to love without attachment is to treat people like cats. Cats come when they please, not when you call them, and they leave when they want. If you try to pick up a cat that doesn't want to get picked up, you're going to get the claws. And if you don't give attention to a cat that wants it, it's going to harass you until you do. I like cats because I understand them.
Treat people like cats? Hey, man, I know a lot of people, man, are going through it. And it's been 4 days since I last had a very powerful conversation with the KBLA audience. And I miss you guys. And we're back in here with another slapper of a topic. And, you know, during the holiday break, I'm processing everything that has been going on in my life. I'm processing, my little cousin passing, processing a lot of things, and this topic pops into my head as I'm having a discussion, about relationships, of course. And I'm talking to this brother who's a music producer over the weekend, and we're just breaking this down. And he was asking some heavy questions. And this is the brother who wrote the record for Brandy. The name of the record is Always on My Mind, off of her first album, which I considered a sleeper slapper. Incredible record. And this is the guy who wrote and produced it. And we were talking about the creative process. And, I was telling him, he was asking me because, he listens to the show. And he was like, yo, man, which Krishnamurti book should I start with? And I was like, oh, check out Freedom from the Known. And so he begins to, do his investigation. He finally gets the book and he starts reading it. And he comes back to me because this is one of those creative types, Every time there's, some type of revelation that leads to his creative process, that leads to a song title. And, he was looking at something and it was mentioning Krishnamurti, and they say Krishnamurti had a vacant mind. And when I saw him react to that, I thought, wow, that's exactly what we need in intimate relationships. A vacant heart. Now, before you jump off the cliff and say Zoe's crazy, Zoe's lost his mind. When I say a vacant heart, I'm not talking about a heart that isn't present. I'm not talking about a heart that isn't engaged, attentive. I'm talking about a heart that is vacant of everything it's been through. And I say, oh, that's impossible. How is that even possible to do? And I'm saying we must learn. This is why I say psychology is good. It is useful, but it doesn't deal with the spiritual elements of things. Spiritually speaking, whatever is unhealed, as we said last Thursday, has its own supply. It craves supply. An unhealed wound wants to be fed. So imagine if you could love with a vacant heart, a heart that isn't burdened. That's what forgiveness is supposed to give us. But because forgiveness has been misunderstood and misused and mismanaged and misinterpreted and misunderstood, right? We can't fall back on terms anymore. This is why social media is such a jungle of ignorance, right? Because everybody gets caught up on the term and they don't have a concomitant experience for the term. So everybody will tell you to forgive, but when they're put in the position to actually forgive someone, they don't know how to do that, right? And everybody can articulate it in different ways, just like Shawnee's husband, the pastor brother, I forgot his name, but he articulated it in a very unique way that I thought was amazing. But we need a vacant heart, one that does not have the vestiges or residue of unrequited childhood hurts, deep-seated issues, emotional wounds. We need a heart that is free of that so we can see ourselves clearly, and conversely, so we could see our partners clearly. Tonight's topic, loving with a vacant heart. An intriguing look at the seemingly unknown ability to love without the influence of the past, i.e., with a vacant heart. Yeah, Keon Henderson is the pastor's name. True or false? The mirror of intimate relationships calls us to break the mold of what we modeled in early childhood. I would say that's a true. And I know we've got the I didn't sign up for it crew and I deserve better crew. But this is how we heal those things. They have to be reflected back to us. After years of conditioning ourselves to suppress and repress, the mirror of relationship allows those unrequited wounds to express themselves. Why do we carry psychological hurt from past, right? And childhood experiences, relationships, into new intimate interactions with our significant other? Is it possible to love without being hurt? Agree or disagree? Do you know how many people I know that say, you know what, I'm better off not doing a relationship. I'm better off not being. I could do bad all by myself. I don't need a relationship no more. I've had enough. I've had enough of being hurt. I've had enough of hurting other people. Rarely do you hear people say that one, right? You mainly hear, I've had enough of being let down. I've had enough of being betrayed. Rarely do you hear, I've had enough of betraying myself. I've had enough of letting others down. Rarely do you hear the flip side of the coin. You always hear it from the victimhood perspective, correct? Did we actively practice the act of renouncing our early childhood attachment styles? Or should we actively practice the act of renouncing our early childhood attachment styles and modeling? Should we practice that? Should that be taught by parents? If so, what would our adult intimate relationships look like if we practiced renouncing our attachment styles? We know, psychologically speaking, clinically speaking, that the attachment styles are not permanent. They're not something that's concretized, right? You can change your attachment style. You can go from disorganized or fearful or dismissive, anxious. You can go from all of those to secure. So if they're not set in stone, should we teach the renunciation of attachment styles? Many clinicians are saying, hey, John Bowlby was the 40s and 50s. Mary Ainsworth was the 70s and 80s. Maybe something's wrong with attachment style. Can we love people without attachment? Why do we get attached? True or false? Attachment has too much involvement. Detachment is not enough. And non-attachment is that very special middle path that the Buddhists speak of that allows you to be fully present in what is happening without complicating it. See, many of us are black and white in our attachment styles. We're either attached or detached, right? Most of us are not practicing the spiritual practice of non-attachment, right? The middle path of I'm present, but I am not attached to a particular outcome. I'm not attached to a particular expectation or belief system, or I'm not attached to you responding to what I need you to. This is the supply I talk about that the unhealed wounds need in order to feel seen, in order to feel heard, in order to feel loved, right? Most of us got detachment down. How many times you talk to somebody and they be like, I can cut somebody off with the quickness. Oh, once it's over, it's done. I'll never call you again. I'll disappear. We got detachment down, or at least we do on social media, right? We can post detachment well. But internally, we're still processing. We're still dealing with it. We're wearing a mask. We're living our best lives. We're traveling. We're everywhere, right? We're good. Everything is good. But internally, we're still struggling. So we've got the presentation of detachment down, but non-attachment. And I'm talking about not non-attachment after a breakup. I'm talking about non-attachment while you're in a relationship. See, people are so superstitious. They think that means, do you know how many people in 2015 when I released the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship? I ain't gonna read that book, man. Me and my wife, we doing well. We good. I don't need to read that book. We all right. And then when I start to explain what the book is about, I said it's a wake up, make up, and break up book if you need it, right? It's a self-journey book. It's a book that takes you on the journey of self. Oh, yeah. Okay, because I thought it was like a divorce book. Who writes a divorce book, sir? So that was some of the feedback that I was getting, right? And once you get into this book, you start to realize, oh, this book isn't about breaking up my relationship. But I'm saying we're superstitious when we hear certain terms. So when I say we should learn how to practice non-attachment, I'm talking about those unhealed wounds. We are more attached to our wounds than we think we are. And those wounds have demand, i.e. supply, right? But can you love without attachment? Is it possible to love with an empty heart that is free from psychological hurt? When a man wants a woman, right, to treat him like his mama did, when a man wants a woman, right, to do what his mama did, when a man is so emotionally enmeshed with his mama, these are things that he needs to be what? That's where non-attachment comes in, right? You can't detach from the emotional enmeshment of you and your mother when a girl is like that with her father or her mother, right? Do you see? Can you love without attachment, right? Attachment to the psychological wounds of the past. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. I'm opening up the phone lines. Get to your phone lines right now. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. The VOR is back.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
but it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Once you're falling in love and the other person is so awesome and everything you ever wanted, here comes the attachment. What is attachment? Attachment is wanting that person forever and fear that they might leave one day. So we feel the need to control. So attachment has to do with two of those elements. How do you love without attachment? Is you realize that they're not going to be here forever. That's impermanence. That they're subject to change. And number 3 is rarely are they under our control. Anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence, suffering, and the non-self. And so you just enjoy the time that you have with them as much as you can, and how grateful, I am to have you in my life. And I love seeing your face in the morning, and I never want this to go away, So don't take advantage of them, and obviously don't take them for granted. You enjoy that every single day. It's a life well lived without attachment, without suffering.
Man, I love the Buddhist perspective. Wherever there is attachment. Come on, let's break it down. Dukkha. Dukkha, Pali, Sanskrit, Jainism. That's the term for suffering. Dukkha. The Buddha said the source of suffering is attachment, right? Exactly. But watch how this through line works. Unhealed wounds have requests, right? Desires. Unhealed wounds need supply. What happens when folk take meth or cocaine or even nicotine, cigarettes or something? There forms an addiction, an attachment. Leads to suffering, right? The notion of loving with a vacant heart, a heart unburdened by the past, and any of the hurts associated with the past, that a heart that is free, right, for the need for attachment, offers a radical departure from conventional understandings surrounding unconditional love. This concept, which invites us to love without the influence of past wounds, challenges deeply ingrained beliefs about attachment, emotional dependency, and the very nature of love itself. The idea of loving with an empty heart or without attachment It's not about emotional detachment or indifference, but rather about cultivating a pure, unconditioned form of love that transcends personal history and psychological conditioning. You don't have to agree, but I'd love to know your perspective. The question of whether it is possible to love without being hurt is central to this exploration. Of course, Dr. David R. Hawkins, in his work on consciousness and spirituality, suggests that love, when it is truly unconditional, is not contingent upon the actions or reactions of the other person. This form of love does not seek fulfillment or validation from the outside, but is a state of being, a reflection of the inner spiritual. Let me just stop right there. This is too heavy. Go back. This form of love does not seek fulfillment or validation. That in and of itself disqualifies 99.9999999% of all of us. You know why? Because all of us operate like narcissists. We may not be clinically diagnosed, but all of us are looking for fulfillment and some type of validation from our external partner. We do not see that as a flaw, when in fact it is. It is a barrier that keeps you from experiencing unconditional love. And now we're at the state where we believe unconditional love is but a myth. It's not real. You got people out there saying, oh, it's not enough. You need more than unconditional love. Love ain't gonna pay the bills. We are a survival fear mode based people. So everything has to have some kind of tangible result or else it's not real. I'm sorry. Unconditional love just simply doesn't work that way. Unconditional love could give you more than you ever thought you could conceive. But it can also seem fleeting when you have not gotten on the personal journey healing route and then been consistent with it. When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. People want to talk. Can you love without attachment? Let's get it.
Someone set my heart free, real love. I'm searching for a real love. I got to have a real love so true. And oh, baby, I thought you were the answer to the question in my mind.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Marylanders appear to be happy with the job Black Governor Wes Moore is doing. A new Gonzalez research poll puts Moore's approval rating at 64%, 6 points higher than a similar poll in February. About 24% disapprove of the governor's job performance and 12% are unsure. The poll found 82% of Democrats, 35% of Republicans, and 52% of independent voters give high marks to Moore. The Washington Department of Commerce has awarded $29 million in grants to support housing initiatives, and a local organization, Take Up the Cause, will receive a portion of those funds. The group works to make housing more affordable in Spokane. Take Up the Cause is part of the Black Home Ownership Spokane cohort, which is already helping 13 people with down payment assistance and affordable home ownership programs. With an $809,000 grant, the organization plans to launch a new debt paydown program for Black homeowners, aiming to overcome high debt-to-income ratios that often block access to home ownership. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
September 15th to 21st is Asthma Peak Week, with the highest concentration of asthma flare-ups and hospitalizations. To become a more active participant in your care, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. On Tuesday, September 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump will square off in their first ever presidential debate. KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress are hosting a viewing party, and we're inviting you to join us for an evening of civic engagement, great food, and good vibes. Our studio space is limited, but if you would like to join us, just go to our website at KBLA1580.com and register for your chance to watch this historic presidential debate with us. Years from now, we're all likely to remember exactly where we were when this pivotal moment in American politics unfolded. So, register for your chance to join us by going to KBLA1580.com right now. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys?
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, Kelly? You there? Now listen, baby. I got your message. I'm just confused. I don't understand everything, but I'm on my way over there to you. Now you stay on the phone and tell me everything that went down.
See, I was the one who picked her up when so-called friends let her down. And I was the one who took her in when that fool put her out.
I know.
Yeah, a true friend indeed. You see, I was there when chips was going down.
You know I know.
But she betrayed me. Caught him with her coming in from out of town.
You what?
Tell me why. I wanna know
why, baby. Oh, to get something over there.
In my video, How to Love Without Emotional Attachment, Ashy Kitty asks, how does this affect the vow of marriage? In fact, several people wanted to know how you can love without emotional attachment within a committed relationship. And the answer to that question is you do exactly the same thing. If you're in a committed relationship, even if you're married, if you stop putting out good milk consistently over time, that's going to degrade the quality of your relationship and endanger that commitment. So even though you have this explicit arrangement with you and your partner, that doesn't excuse you from the responsibility to continue to put out good milk and to continue to allow your partner to choose you every day. Your partner's going to do what he or she is going to do. You don't want to police them. You don't want to be their warden. You don't want to be their spy. Let them come and go and choose you every day within that commitment.
Interesting. But do you see how this can complicate things when you haven't jumped on the path of healing? Well, let's keep it real. Healing is a lifetime thing. Just like the discovery of yourself is a lifetime thing. Just like self-knowledge and self-education and education in general should be a lifelong thing. Oftentimes, because hurt is associated with healing, we want it to end. We want to get to the other side of healing. But I'm here to tell you, there is no other side of healing. So what do we learn to do? We learn to detach. We learn to detach emotionally. And many of us, because we're not healed, that detachment style will lead to indifference, a lack of empathy, a lack of care, a lack of concern, a lack of mutuality, right? I mean, this is real talk here. Krishnamurti, in his profound teachings, often spoke of the necessity for understanding and dissolving the psychological structures that bind us to past experiences. Now, anything that binds us to the past, Krishnamurti and many others use this term, Robert Anton Wilson as well, in his work, Prometheus Rising, the term is called time binding. We are bound by the past. We are bound by a better future, and we totally disrespect the present, right? Krishnamurti's work emphasized that true love only arises when the mind is free from the scars of the past. This aligns closely with the Buddhist and Hindu concepts of non-attachment, anatta, right? And not Viagra. That looked like Viagra. It's not Viagra. Viaragya. It's not, right? Which advocate for the state of being where one is not enslaved by desires or past experiences. To love with a vacant heart, in essence, to love from a place of inner freedom where the heart is no longer tethered to the remnants of previous wounds and expectations. Now, this is very difficult to achieve, but I believe it is absolutely necessary to deepen the bond. See, our bonds are attachment-based bonds, right? If we feed the wound feels taken care of. The wound feels like one of our dependents. if we feed it what it wants, you know, that's a good person. That person loves me. That person cares for me. But we're reducing that person down to what they do and not who they are. This is why you could be with somebody for years and they'll treat you like they never knew you. They're not attached or attracted or bound to you. They're bound to what you do. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I want to know what you guys think. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. Who's been on the longest? Reggie, Austin, Texas. Reggie, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, you asked a lot of good questions. And the thing about the questions is that they all build on each other.
Yeah.
I want to put this in like physical terms. If you are in this world, you are bound by gravity. You can't choose to be bound by gravity or not. If you are on this earth, you are here. You are bound by gravity because you are in this orbit. So if you are dealing with your emotions, you can't choose to feed the wound. You have to choose to deal with the wound. Feeding the wound is giving it what it needs temporarily, and if you feed it, eventually it's going to come back because everything dissipates.
Come on, Reggie. Hey, Reggie,
so,
you know what you do, man. You sparked me, bro. You said don't feed the wounds. Is that like don't feed the bears?
Absolutely.
Ooh,
keep
man. Going, Reggie. Keep going.
Eventually they come back because, everything just dissipates. That's just how it goes. The cost of living is some type of energy that you have to use. Well, if you feed your wound instead of managing the wound, instead of like being transparent with it and getting to the bottom of it, it's never going to heal. It's just never going to. And I don't think you can sidestep that. I also think that Isaac Newton was right, that every action creates an opposite reaction. And so you can't sidestep the weight of your spirit. You can't sidestep the weight of that spiritual wound by just filling it with other things, with money, with possessions, with whatever. You have to deal with it on its terms. And so you have to be honest with yourself, and you can't seek to fool yourself. You can fool basically mostly everybody, but you can't fool yourself. In your heart of hearts, you know exactly who you are and what you are, and I'm not what you've done, but who you are.
Who you are.
And
right.
And,
but hey,
and if you understand,
I want you to answer this question for me on the other side. I'm gonna ask the question right now, Reggie. This is a question to you specifically. What do you think it would be like if you had a vacant heart, a heart that was like an empty, blank canvas, and you could paint whatever you wanted to paint on it? I want to know, do you think it's possible for you to leave all of the psychological baggage, hurt, disappointment, betrayal, anything you've ever been through? Can you leave it in the past? When we come forward, back to Austin, Texas.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at LADWP.com/EV. That's LADWP.com/EV. With reported hate crimes rising in recent years, California has responded through outreach efforts across state government and in collaboration with community-based organizations for the launch of CA versus Hate. This non-emergency, multilingual hate crime and incident reporting hotline provides an anonymous reporting option for victims and witnesses of hate acts reported in 15 different languages through the online portal and in over 200 languages when calling the hotline. Report anonymously by calling 833-866-4283, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or online at any time at cavshate.org. Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Single Moms Planet is a nonprofit organization dedicated to uplifting under-resourced single mom business owners and working mothers nationwide. Single Moms Planet offers comprehensive programs of financial literacy, business development, mentorship, and entrepreneurial training. They provide education, accountability, and hope. Single Moms Planet was founded by model, TV personality, and producer Nefertari Plessy. Nefertari felt firsthand the challenges that face single moms as she was raised by a working single mother. She learned that the most disadvantaged group in the United States are single mom families. According to the U.S. Census, 30% live under the poverty line. So she decided to do something about it, along with co-founder Cole Patterson. Their goal is to end the poverty cycle in single mother households through education, opportunity, and networking, providing family and child enrichment programs for under-resourced single-parent families. Single Moms Planet serves over 10,000 single moms and their children each year. Studies show that business development and financial literacy provide a positive environment for children and families, exposing them to new possibilities and opportunities. To attend one of their fun events, make a donation, or get more information, or if you need help as a single mom, please visit singlemomsplanet.org. That's singlemomsplanet.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Another lesson learned. Better know your friends, or else you will get burned. Gotta count on me, 'cause I can guarantee that I'll be fine. No more pain, no more pain, no more pain, no more pain, no drama, no more drama in my life.
In light of the recent Jonah Hill controversy and in following a request from a viewer, I decided to make a short video on loving without attachment. As recognized, Hill is engaging in a sort of therapy speak surrounding boundaries. This appears to come from a place of possessiveness. Why does possessiveness occur? Eric Fromm notes a sort of love that is developed in modernity. Love as teamwork, where everybody adjusts his behavior to the expressed needs of the other person in the pursuit of common aims. Modeled after the sort of groups you might encounter in an office space, there isn't anything apparently wrong in centering collaboration as the essence of a relationship. But this is a naive concept as it fails to account for why we end up in relationships to begin with. The neurotic lover, Fromm notes, is usually a man who wants to be loved while never having to actually love. This sort of childlike state encourages grandiose and romantic visions of their partner. They may feel so good about their partner that at first they will display a great deal of charm and affection, but there is a significant failure in seeing their partner as a human being with their own agency. When they realize that their partner cannot live up to their fantasy, their idea of gratification, the man may feel deeply hurt and pin his pain on the idea that his partner is selfish and does not love him. Pair this with Bell Hook's observation that romance is often depicted as a project. Women are the architects and the planners. Namely, women are socialized early on to be the givers of love, to sacrifice their agency in the hopes of this collaborative project. Men are generally taught that love is this reward, this immediate and sustained high that is received passively, that is guaranteed for them if they achieve certain patriarchal standards. Any extra effort afterwards is taken as a failure on the part of their partner. Suddenly, this love as teamwork idea seems kinda lopsided. For men, this possessiveness is deeply tied to their identity. To be a man is to be loved by a woman, and to be loved is to have some sort of power over them. Boundaries, then, can be misused as forms of policing and correcting the ways in which their partner is supposed to love them. To back up from gender...
Now, how can you love without all of that in your heart? That's what makes us relational mercenaries, so to speak. It's heavy stuff. Who did we lose on the call? We lost somebody. Lewis from Omaha, get back in here. The lines are open, 1-800-920-1580. I want to get Reggie's response to the question I set up for him when we came forward. Now we've come full circle. You've had a little time to think about it, Reggie. What's your answer? Do you think you can love with a vacant heart?
Vacant is the only word I probably have to change.
Talk to me. Don't change it. I want you to think about it. Don't try to make yourself comfortable with it. I want you to think.
No.
Yes.
No, it's totally uncomfortable. Because the pain leaves a scar. And even though it's healed, you have a lesson, but it's still something there.
Is it? If it's vacant?
Yeah. Well, if it's vacant, then it's not. But I don't think it's something that's ever totally solved. I think it's managed.
Wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dig deeper, because this is spirit. And you got to remember, when we take relationship to spirit, right? You are putting it in the realm of the infinite. So I'm asking you, are you is it like a memorial almost? Like I have a scar and it's a trophy and I should remember it and I should have a space for it on my psychological mantelpiece? I'm asking you, is there a place to arrive at a vacant heart where it's all gone, no vestiges of it, no remnants, nothing?
I think it is possible. If you're free, it's possible. If you're healed, it's possible. I think healing is possible. So yeah, that I could go with that. That is definitely possible.
But now let's take it back. Did you introduce the continuity of the wound's identity? Do you see? Do you see you see how we play in ourselves? This is why we can't let it go, because when I say sometimes these wounds are enmeshed in our identity. Right? So it's like, wait a minute, I can't leave that behind. I went through that. I healed through that. That's a part of who I think I am. So although I've scarred tissue, that's a whole nother topic. Boy, come.
Yeah.
Do you see? But we can get past it. We can have a vacant heart if we let it go. Now, letting go has a different connotation. Now, ask yourself a question. What are you still holding on to? that would prevent you from letting it all go so you can have a vacant heart?
Yeah, that holding on to feelings.
Do you see?
Yeah.
And part of it is, right? Do you think part of it is kind of fear-based a little bit? Because
Indeed.
I got to remember this because I went through it. I got the scar from it, and I don't want to have to go through it again, so I got to be on the lookout. Do you see?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I hear what you're saying. No doubt, it makes sense.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm trying to present to the argument. That's the difference, like Attila just pointed out, between detachment and non-attachment. I'm present. But you can't be present if you brought the past with you. Do you see?
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. If you do you have to attach to something else if you detach from this?
That's why I love talking to you. Because this is beautiful. Most of us do that. We monkey branch beliefs and we monkey branch feelings. Even if the feeling that I'm trying to leave, I know it's negative, I know it's toxic, but this is what I know. This is my norm. I ain't going to let it go until I find a better feeling. Then I'll let it go. Do you see?
Right. Yeah, that makes absolutely.
So we just did that with the wound. We said, well, I got scar tissue. And the scar tissue is the remembrance. Do you see?
That makes sense. That makes sense, definitely.
Stuff, man. Man, you pull it out, brother. You bring it out, man. I love these conversations with my brother Reggie from Austin, Texas, man. You know you got a seat at the table anytime you want to pull up, pull up. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Y'all, I'm looking at the chat. The chat is turned up. Remnants of the past. This is real talk. It happens all the time. We got Lewis from Omaha, Nebraska. Lewis, get in here. I'm going to tell you right now, Lewis, we're going to get you in, but I'm going to have to pull you, hold you over for a second, okay? But talk to me, Lewis. What are your thoughts?
Hey, real quick, man, because I don't get out myself. Sometimes, man, when somebody cooking so good, you just let them cook and don't add nothing to the pot, man. I have absolutely nothing to say.
Why? Why, Lewis?
Bruh.
You going through it, ain't it? You going through it,
man. I told you, Crawford, man, you beat me up like Crawford did, old boy, man. I can't fight back, dog.
No.
No, this is powerful. That's what I'm saying.
No, you going to stay with me. Lewis,
sometimes you got to listen.
Lewis, you going to stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Don't hang up. When we come forward, we going to go back to Oklahoma and talk to our brother Lewis. Let's get it!
Knowing all the time.